Hello and welcome to Barbed Wire Strategy. I'm Colonel Jim Ed Love, and this is going to be episode 12. Now, in this of 12 of this series that I'm doing, 13 episode series, so we got one more after this. But in this one, we're going to show you how I did the turban and how we put it all together, and then also the base, where the walnut base, you'll see me turn that. And a lot of this is stop motion, so it's all sped up, so you don't have to you don't have to sit through the probably 2 or 3 hours it took to do all of this. It's going to all happen in 15 minutes. So let's get on out to the shop, and I'll see you on the other side of this to say goodbye. Okay, in continuing on with our grand trophy, the next part that I'm going to be working on is the base. And I had said earlier that it was going to be a walnut base. This is walnut. This is a scrap piece of walnut. I have had this piece of board since 1997. And I've been holding on to it because it's kind of a split piece at the end, and I don't know what I'm going to do to it. Also, I've got a split going here, so literally it is scrap. And here you can see I took a piece out probably last year for another base or something. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to cut 2 parts out of this. And I'm going to cut 2 parts out of this. I'm going to glue them one on top of the other, and then we're going to turn the base for the grand trophy. But this is the piece of walnut we're going to use. So let's go cut it right now. All right, here we have the walnut that we're going to make the base out of. And I've had allergies lately, so my voice sounds a little bit different. And here we have the pillar that we made for the main trophy. And we're going to make a base out of this. So what I want to do, I think I want a thicker base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 squares out of this. I'm going to draw a circle around here. And then I'm going to cut 2 squares about that size out of this walnut. It's just American walnut. And then I'm going to mortise them together, and I'm going to turn them. And that's going to take about a day. So hopefully before this time tomorrow, I will be turning that. And we're going to glue it together right now. We'll do it in fast motion or whatever it's called. And we'll get it done. I'll show you how I'm going to do it. All right, now the next thing we have to do while that's drying is, which I may have already finished that by the time I film this, but anyway, we have to make a little hat for our main guy that goes on top of the pillar right here, and then the pillar will sit on the walnut base. And the hat this year, I think I've done a top hat, and I did what did I do? I did like a turban or something. Anyway, this year it's going to be a real turban. I decided, like a Sikh turban. Something exotic. Something that I'm not crazy about foreigners that much, but I like the whole concept of the exotic world of the 1870s, back when the Shriners were invented. That's how Shriners came about. The couple of Masons, I understand, went overseas and visited Egypt and went on tour, and then they came back and said, hey, what if we had a part of masonry that wasn't quite as sober as masonry is, where we could actually have fun and do some things. So you got the Shriners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of basswood and I'm going to cut it. Now I think on my turbine should be around sort of like, I'm just eyeballing it. I'm thinking that turbine ought to be about yay big. And so if I put on here and I say, okay, give me plenty to cut, I think I've cut that turbine right here, and then I'll carve it. Now, the reason I'm doing it out of basswood is I can carve it. And I got to carve it in like 24 hours. So let's see how well I do on this.
Well, that's all we have for you for episode 12. Now, this next episode that's coming up, this is the last one, and you got to watch it because it's going to be the final result of all of this work from episode 1 through episode 12. So from 1 to 12, we showed you how we made the Order of the White Elephant, the trophy. And in episode 13, I'm going to show you a little bit of the Game of the White Elephant and the Paris Chinese Communist Christmas. And you're going to see the gift that was given that won this magnificent trophy. You're going to enjoy it, so I'll catch you next time. My name is Colonel Jim Ed Love, and this is Barbed Wire Strategy. Bye-bye.